Hi guys, I'm your dentist. Welcome back to Dentist to Be. Today we are going to learn how to carve a right maxillary first premolar. Let's get into the video. Here you can see I have a nice wax block with the midlines on all the surfaces. Now I am dividing the crown portion into incised 1/3, middle 1/3 and the cervical 1/3. Now mark the mesodistal dimension of your crown on the labial surface. Mesodistal dimension of the crown at cervix is 5 mm and at the contact point is 7 mm. And here you can see the outline of the labial surface of our premolar. Now I am trying to remove the excess wax outside the outline drawn on the labial surface. Before that, deepen the marking of the crown length so that you will not extend the length of your crown. Here you can see the outline of your crown from the labial aspect. Now I am going to mark the buccolingual dimension on one of the proximal surfaces. Using your markings, draw the outline and remove the wax outside the outline. And this is the outline after removing the wax from the buccal and lingual aspects. We know that the labial surface of the premolar resembles the labial surface of our canine. That means the crown is divided into mesial half and distal half separated by a labial ridge. Our premolar is having two cusps, buccal cusp and the palatal cusp. The buccal cusp is larger than the palatal cusp. So we can observe buccolingually the crown should converge. From the labial aspect, we can observe the mesial surface is slightly concave and the distal surface is more of straightened. And when we see the slopes on either sides of the cusp tip, the mesial slope is longer than the distal slope. These 2 points will be useful to differentiate the mesial and distal surfaces of a tooth and also to differentiate between the right and left premolars. Another important point is the palatal cusp is 1 to 2 mm shorter than the buccal cusp, as you can see in the picture above. So I am reducing on the occlusal surface towards the palatal cusp. Incisor-cervically also the crown appears convex from the proximal aspect, so carve accordingly. And now we are going to carve the occlusal surface. While carving the occlusal surface, draw a line mesodistally in the center of your crown and extend the terminals of your midline as you can see in the picture. Then follow the carving of occlusal surface as you can see in the video. Hold your carver as you can see in the video with cutting margin away from you and carve the occlusal surface starting from one side to the other side, from mesial to distal. Now follow the same pattern from the palatal aspect also. Now we have almost completed the occlusal carving of our premolar. And we have to start the carving of our roots. For premolar we have buccal and palatal roots, and the bifurcation for these roots will start at the junction of middle and apical thirds, almost in the apical third. Here you can see I am drawing the outline of our roots, buccal and palatal roots, with bifurcation also. Usually our buccal root is having slight palatal tilt at the apical one-third. The mesial developmental groove on the tooth on the mesial surface is more prominent than the distal developmental groove. Here you can see the outline of our roots. You should be careful while carving the bifurcation of your roots. This is the most common area where you can break your carving. Another important feature on the crown is mesial marginal developmental groove. This is present on the occlusal surface extending onto the mesial or at the junction of mesial and palatal aspects of your crown. Coming to the contact points of our maxillary first premolar, it is the middle third on both mesial and distal surfaces. This is our final carving. Here you can see the occlusal aspect of our premolar, then buccal surface with the straight distal surface and slightly concave mesial surface. From palatal aspect, you can observe the extension of mesial marginal developmental groove. And when we come to the mesial surface, we can see more prominent mesial developmental groove on the root surface. And finally, the distal aspect of our crown, less prominent developmental groove on the root we can observe. The cervical lines on the premolars are more flatter than the anterior teeth, and the mesial cervical line is more regular than the distal one. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, do like and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe Dentist to Be. See you in the next video. Have a nice day.